You are watching Sightsinplus and this is Umesh Srivastav. Please do subscribe the channel if you have not subscribed it for the HR news, for HR updates and conversation with the top notch CHRs. Today we are going to discuss the higher pension and the recent updates on the higher pension. We have done earlier some of the episodes. One episode we have done that how you can opt the higher pension. Another episode we have done that what are the professional complexities in opting for the higher pension. Recently, there is also one more update from the EPFO that the employees, those who are opting the higher pension, there is also some glitch of 1.16% of contribution that may be drawn from the employer's account. But let's discuss what is this glitch and what are the other updates. To discuss in detail, to discuss more on this, today we have a senior HR leader, Mr. Amarnath Verma. He is former Director of Human Resources at NTPC. So, welcome, Mr. Verma.
Thank you, Mr. Srivastav.
So, Mr. Verma, the higher pension has become the hard nut to crack. As you try to solve the problem, you get more problems into this. Recently, we have seen a lot of professional glitches of there, some permission, proof of permission, these kinds of documents you were supposed to submit with the application if you're going to opt for the higher pension. And again, some 1.6% additional contribution that is the guideline from the EPFO. So if you try to summarize, what has been the sequences since the order from the Supreme Court is passed?
So just to put the entire thing into its correct perspective, if we look at the Supreme Court judgment of the 4th November last year, it was a long-awaited judgment, and it was culmination of many litigations pending in the Supreme Court and High Courts, various High Courts. So a very landmark judgment came on 4th November, which upheld the amendments issued by EPFO in 2014. Meaning thereby that the method of calculation of the pensionable salary from 12 months to 60 months was upheld, and side by side options were also given to the employees who did not opt for the higher pension. So because of various communication gaps or confusion in the court judgments, 4 months period was provided to all the employees who could not opt for the higher pension. But it also said that the higher pension, while it would be allowed for the pre-14 retirees, provided they had submitted the application and it was rejected by the EPFO authorities. So there were 3 conditions, and one board judgment was about the 1.16%, which was till then being contributed by Government of India in the schemes and was being supported, because EPFO had flatly told that they would not be able to meet the continue with the contribution of 1.16% towards the pension. So a 6-month window was provided by the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court told that EPFO authorities must come out during this period as to what can be the methodology. So post the 4th November decision of Supreme Court, EPFO came up with a lot of circulars and guidelines starting from 29th December. And the first circular was mainly for those employees who retired in the year 2014 before implementation of the amendments by the EPFO. And it was basically for those employees who had opted for the higher pension but were refused by the EPFO authorities. And then some clarifications were issued in the month of January, on 5th and 25th January. But ultimately, for those employees who were on the rolls of 2014 amendment scheme and continued, either retired later on or are continuing still with the service, they were given the option of submitting the joint declaration for higher pension, and a time limit was given up to 3rd of May. So 20th February was the crucial circular issued by the EPFO. But that also mandated that a prior certificate is required to be submitted by the employees of towards the proof that employee and the employers have contributed at the rate of 12% of the total salary in their PF accounts. So that was a very difficult task asked by the EPFO, and the system doesn't provide that such kind of certificates are allowed. And in fact, many RTIs have shown that such certificates have never been issued by the EPFO, and such things have never happened. So it was almost a very tough task to be performed by the employees in submitting the certificate under 26(6) of the EPS scheme. That is the certificate that the employee and the employer have contributed at the rate of 12% towards the PF accounts. So after a lot of discussions, deliberations by the unions, associations, and also in the Central Board of Trustees, it was decided that some payouts should be found out, and the method of submitting the joint declaration has to be eased out. So sort of after discussions with EPFO authorities, many employers devised a certificate, and they provided those certificates and enabled the employees to submit the joint declaration for higher pensions. But
Right.
the problem comes in the areas of in the 20th February circular, they had also talked about the methods of computing the arrears which are required to be paid by the employees who are opting for the higher pension, and also the quantum of pension, the higher pension that they are likely to get. But these things are not provided as of now by the EPFO, leaving a great deal of uncertainty in the minds of prospective employees who are thinking of applying for the higher pensions.
We have discussed in detail about the procedural complexities about the certificate, this proof of permission. Now, the deadline to submit the application, those who are opting the higher pension, that has been also extended now to the June 26th. So, in your opinion, what are the current challenges when the people are trying to opt for the higher pension?
The deadline was 3rd May 2023. But just a day before that, EPFO came up with a press release that, with the intimation that they have extended the circular, the deadline up to 26th June, citing many pending requests for from the employees who have not been able to submit. So the date has been extended, but the issue is not the extension of the deadline. The issue is the confusions prevailing in the minds of people as to what is the quantum of contribution that are required to be paid by them as arrears in case they are opting for the higher pension. What is the quantum of arrears that they are required to pay, and what is the quantum of pension that they are likely to get? And while submitting the option, some undertakings are also required to be filled up by the EPF authorities, which says that the employees are willing to comply with the regulations of EPFO, and they are free to modify the scheme either prospectively or retrospectively. So that is causing a lot of dilemma. And since the deadline of 3rd May was also about deciding the issue of 1.16% additional contribution by the government, so the EPFO has decided that this 1.16 will be met from the employer's contribution side. So the employers, they contribute 12% of the total kitty in the PF. So the 1.16 will come from that. But in effect, that amounts to a loss of the employees themselves. So up till now, the entire the employer contribution was coming in the kitty of employees after retirement. But once this has been decided, the quantum of their kitty will be lessened by this amount. Moreover, it has also been learned that the EPFO is also going to charge interest on the delayed payments. And there is also no certainty about interest they are expected to pay on the arrear payments in case the higher pension is agreed by them. So these are some of the issues that are engaging the minds of people, and they are in great dilemma as to what needs to be done, because unless the benefits as provided or as envisaged in the EPS-95 scheme is going to be substantial, it will be very difficult for employees who are on the verge of retirement or have already retired to take such a call.
It means if we try to summarize this 1.16% contribution part, so the employee has to do nothing. That would be directly drawn from the employer's account. If you're opting for the higher pension, you have to do nothing. That would be directly drawn from the employer's account as a administration charges or whatever under the Social Security Code. But you have to do nothing.
No, it's okay. But up till now, this 1.16% was being made by the government. Now, since the employer's contribution is going to meet this thing, which otherwise would have accrued in the account of employee. So in effect, the employee stands to lose that much amount.
It is a loss for the employer. Those who are going to opt for
yes, it is a loss for the employee, and the order which was given by Supreme Court that during the discussions and argument in the Supreme Court, the EPFO wanted that this 1.16 should be paid by the employees, which the Supreme Court told that it is not envisaged in the scheme or the act. So EPFO has to come out with the different mechanism. But now EPFO has come out with a mechanism that the employer side must pay about this 1.16%, which in fact is going to be hitting the employees directly or indirectly.
So that proof of permission problem is solved till now, or still that problem is existing?
No. That is already decided, and gazette notification has already been issued. So that is a decision taken by EPFO. So what I'm trying to say is that the amount of actual pension that is going to be given to the employees is going to be reduced by that extent.
Anything else would like to share?
The dilemma that the employee who is on the verge of retirement or has retired recently or has retired 5-10 years back is that they are already at the wrong side of their lives. So and they are senior citizens. So for them to contribute so heavily and without knowing what are the benefits going to accrue to them, because this the amount that they are going to pay now to the EPFO, how much pension will be enabled, that is not still known to them. So EPFO must come out with the clarification or guidelines as to what is the quantum of payment that is required to be made by the employees, those who are willing to opt for higher pensions, and what is the quantum pension they are going to get. Unless these things are told to them beforehand, it will be very difficult for employees to really agree for putting in heavy amounts from their life savings and putting it in the pension fund for pension, which is going to be paid to them at certain percentage, and after their death, it's only 50% that is going to be given to the spouse, and after that there is no provision of return of capital. So all these things are required to be weighed by the concerned employees, and then only they can take a considered decision regarding opting for higher pension or not. So day by day, because of the arising complications, employees in a sense are losing interest. See, initially we were hoping that about 40-50 lakhs applications will be submitted to the EPFO. But as per the press notification, the total number of applications that have been submitted online is close to 12 lakhs only. And that too, that many applications would have been submitted by employees who have already retired. And they those who have retired before 2014, and had not submitted earlier, they are likely to be rejected. Their cases are likely to be rejected because the Supreme Court decision doesn't take cognizance of those employees who had not opted for higher pension and had retired before 2014. So those applications must also be there along with the others in the 12 lakh applications. So the number of expected applications from 40-50 lakhs has come down to 12 lakhs. So the interest or the enthusiasm which was there in the minds of people about getting a substantial pension is slowly diminishing with the complications that is arising out of delay and non-issuance of clarity about the quantum of arrears to be paid and quantum of pension that they are likely to get.
So still the situation is a wait and watch.
Yes, yes. So what we are expecting is that by 26th June, definitely EPFO should come out with the guidelines about the methodology of computing the arrears. What is the quantum of the interest charges that they are going to take? What is the pension that they are going to give? What is the modus operandi of arrears of payments, pensions, and whether interest will also be given to the employees on the delayed payments. So these are the questions engaging the minds of people, and unless these are clearly told to them, I don't think there will be a very good situation wherein many people will come and opt for the pension scheme, higher pension scheme.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining the conversation and sharing your thoughts on this higher pension, the recent updates. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Srivastav. Thank you very much.